So, Mr. Georgie,
Here.
Mrs. Patelis,
Here.
Mr. Nimmons,
Here.
Mr. Phipps, Mr. Pitney,
Here.
and Mr. Scarlatta. We have a quorum with 4 people present.
Okay. What time was that agenda logged in?
It was logged, I don't actually don't have it here, but it is on our website with the posted date. It was 2:42 PM on Tuesday.
Tuesday, okay, just to make sure. Thanks, Ethan.
No problem.
Keeping us honest, right?
Yeah. The purpose of today's meeting is go over this Delta T instructional assistance contract again. Obviously, we missed the time by a couple hours, so what we want to do is just do what we did the last time. And basically, I'll let Carol go through or Mike, he wants to go through the worksheet for the people that weren't here the last time. Right?
Yeah.
Fran? Okay.
Last time we discussed in review with Delta T and the possibility of contracting out our paraprofessional services. We have used Delta T, we had a partnership with them last year to fill positions that were currently unfilled through our regular process of the people we had hired. So from that came the possibility of Delta T taking over all of the paraprofessional. So Delta T at that meeting had agreed to reduce their proposed rate from $17.32 an hour to $17 an hour. We were currently paying a rate of $19 an hour, so that yielded a 10.5% reduction. Overall expenses could be reduced by nearly $90,000 to $100,000, depending on the varying special education needs, which would bring expenses closer to the original budget amount for the employee wages. We're going to be saving on payroll taxes, FICA and ADP fees, indirect payroll savings through 50 less time cards to review and process every week for the people who review the time cards for those paraprofessionals, valuable time saved on job posting and interviewing, as well as time saved for new employee processing, paperwork, fingerprinting, payroll setup, etc. Just to note here though, however, the positions of those people, they were sent a notification letter stating that if they wished to continue employment, there were 2 notification sessions set up by Delta T where they would go and they would have immediate priority to get that position. There'll be greater consistency for having all of our 50 slots that we currently have filled. We always average about 15 vacancies any given time due to a high turnover rate because the position is not very lucrative in some people's opinion. We'll be relieved by any Affordable Care Act exposure for employees to this group who can go over 30 hours per week threshold, and we still retain all managerial placement rights. So if we indeed liked a certain person to work with a child, the Delta T will follow our recommendations, as well as if an employee that was not up to par in terms of working with the child as seen by the building administrator, then we would contact Delta T and that person would be removed from service within Ansonia.
But they assured us that the children who have specific individuals working with them, the position would not change. So they would be going into their own position again regularly. It would just be the managerial part would be handled by them.
These are not, this has nothing to do with the paraprofessionals.
No,
that
this
we
is
have,
not.
Because he
These-
said paraprofessionals.
Oh,
Instructional.
He meant
Okay.
instructional
Okay.
assistants.
All right.
Because these are the, non-union employees.
Okay.
Okay,
Alright.
these are under 29 hours a week,
Okay.
they were,
The ones that work with the
Yeah.
students.
correct. And we do have difficulty filling those 15 positions. So we go to them all the time and they fill them for us, and we've had success with them. And that's when they offered, when we were looking to save money for our budget, Kathy went in that direction and she was looking to save which way she can save money, and Delta T, approached her. And Kathy was on speakerphone during the last meeting and she explained that to the board. And she had success with them, so James explored it even further. And he found that we would probably have a savings be anywhere between $85,000 and $100,000. And
They do all
that's
the
quite a bit.
screening.
They do, of the
Background
new
checks,
people,
yeah.
of our employees or that we have already, they were just gonna take
Right.
those employees. But any new employees, they would be taking care of all the background checks, all the fingerprints, everything. So it would be a lot less managing on our part as well.
They also have a little bigger network to attract people for these vacancies, as opposed to us posting the job and trying to do the interview. They're just a larger company that deal with other schools as well, and their letters of reference, not only having us being the primary letter, using them last year partially, but the other schools that they've worked with.
These people that they hire and they bring here, are there qualifications for these people? I mean, I don't, I'm not sure what level these people are on, but I mean, do they,
I'm sure they would get,
Educational
I'm sure they would
background.
get training to work with the
Okay,
students.
okay.
However, it does not require a degree.
okay, all right,
You can actually get a job without a college course.
yeah, yeah. Well, I just didn't know if there was any qualifications that were required to have this position.
Yeah, I'm sure they would prep, just like Kelly Service, they give you an orientation before they put you in a school. I'm sure that they follow the same procedures. However, you do not have to have a degree to fulfill one of these positions.
The reason why we're looking at all this, Fran, is we're trying to save as much money as we can within our budget,
Mhm.
so that we have more money to spread around to regular ed, because it's creating issues right now, as you know.
Yep, yep, I understand that fully.
Any other questions? Someone want to make a motion?
Did you ask about public session? Because unfortunately,
Oh.
that was on our agenda.
Oh, you put it on there?
It was the same
Oh,
exact
thank
agenda
you,
as.
Eileen, because I don't need to have that.
It was the same exact agenda as last week, Mr. Nimitz.
Anyone from the public who wishes to speak?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
Laurie
Yes.
DeCaro, 515 Beaver Street, Ansonia. And you mentioned it about the record checks being performed. What, do they check off 50 states or just Connecticut? We're looking for, for sex offenders, obviously, and
Right.
other issues with children, but you asked that question, Fran.
I assume it's like the Corey, if they do a Corey.
Right.
It's
It goes through the state, right?
Correct.
Yeah. Doesn't mean anything though, because you see what they did at Bridgeport.
Right,
They hired them anyways.
right.
We're notified of all offenders. We are.
But then
by
we
the
don't
state.
hire them though. Bridgeport hired
Correct, we
them.
don't hire them. That's why we're notified.
Find anyone else?
Bridgeport, they did the record check in January. They found out he was a low-level, low-risk sex offender, plus he had felony drug
Well,
arrests.
James,
and never
James
And they still
came
hired
to
them.
the forefront.
and he came to the board to recommend that. Yeah,
Thank you, Lori.
right.
Any other members of the public who wishes to speak? Any other members of the public who wishes to speak? Public session is closed. Now we can move into our vote.
I move that we accept the proposal made by James Gatsby, School Business Administrator, to go with Delta T instructional assistants for our special ed
Second that.
people.
Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
That was the purpose of our meeting today, so to get everybody out again. So at this point,
I make a motion to adjourn.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you for coming out, people.
Thank you.